Okay, all right. Is there any resident that's on the list to speak tonight?
No.
Okay, very good. Let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Going to call this meeting to order. Do roll call. Bill Simonelli, present. John Elkins here. David Att.
Here.
David O'Donnell called me and he is running a few minutes late. If he's more than 5 or 10 minutes late, he will be calling me on the cell phone. Rob Purcell.
Here.
Lisa DePatty.
Here.
Stan Toro.
Here.
Okay, Stan is attending remotely. Chuck Heel.
Here.
Okay, we have quorum. I'd like to ask for a motion and a second for the to approve the board meeting minutes of October 30th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay. Any comments on the board meeting minutes of October 30th? All in favor of approving the board meeting minutes of October 30, 2025, please say aye.
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 Thank you. We have, I'd like to get a motion and a second to approve the board meeting minutes for the budget approval meeting of November 6, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second? Second. Any comment on those meeting minutes? All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes from November 6, 2025, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, those meeting minutes are approved. All right, President's report. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I have several items I'd like to go over with you before the Treasurer's report. Blue Stream Fiber underground construction has been completed. Our community volunteers, Frank Hennigan and Val Zalitsky, are still continuing with their oversight of the remaining construction restoration activities. Individual resident service cutover is scheduled to commence on December 8th. At the town hall meeting on Wednesday, December 3rd, all the details for scheduling your installation will be provided. The Internet Oversight Committee will be sending out an update to the community with more information by email and social media next week. On the matter of 2668 Bellingham Court, we have a very important update. On Thursday, November 6th, Sandoval had a hearing before the magistrate on the matter of 2668 Bellingham Court. As a result of the hearing, the magistrate indicated that she would be recommending the grant of a full injunction against BG Real Estate of Florida, LLC. The magistrate filed the report and recommendation from that week's hearing on November 13th. Once entered, there is a required 10-day exception period to expire prior to the court entering an order adopting a report and recommendation. Assuming no exceptions being filed for consideration, we will be meeting with our association counsel after November 23rd to discuss the enforcement of the injunction. Once the final judgment is entered, the association can then file a claim to be reimbursed by BG Real Estate of Florida for attorney's fees. Taking that step will have to be authorized by the board in a closed meeting with association counsel. I will be looking to schedule that board meeting once we are on the 30-day clock to file that claim. Under old business tonight, the board will be considering the revised 2026 operating and neighborhood assessment budget proposals. There is no new business for consideration this month. I would like to conclude by saying happy Thanksgiving to everyone. As we gather for our November board meeting, I want to take a moment to give thanks for this wonderful community we call home here in the Sunshine State. We should be grateful for the palm trees that don't need raking, for the neighbors who look out for one another, whether it's hurricane season or just a lost package, for our beautiful pools and lanais where we can enjoy Thanksgiving dinner without bundling up, and especially for all of you, our dedicated residents and volunteers who make this association strong and welcoming year after year. May your Thanksgiving be filled with family, friends, delicious food, and hopefully a little key lime pie for dessert. and the many blessings of living in the slice of paradise we are all fortunate to share. Thank you for being part of what makes our community so special. With that, I'll ask the treasurer to make his report.
All right, my report for tonight's going to be fairly brief. Um, we received the results of the audit, and Precedent has been working to make the adjusted journal entries to get the books in balance. Um, we ran into a couple questions that both I raised and Precedent has raised, so they are reviewing everything with the auditor to get that resolved. As a result, there are no October numbers at this time. Um, Once I get the numbers, I'll put something together and get it out to the board and get it posted on the website for the community review. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
Any questions for Dave on the treasurer's report? Okay, thank you. All right. The next item is, we have 2 violations to consider. I'm gonna do each one individually.
You missed
Bill.
me.
I'm sorry. Did I hit in the wrong order? I apologize. General manager's report, sorry. Oh, Chuck, no,
now
that
have-
Dave is here?
We have Dave. Yep.
Okay,
Now it's 7.
okay.
All right. First and foremost, want to cover Halloween. Halloween went well. We collected a significant amount of money through the wristband sales to cover our expenses. There were a couple of incidents that I'll touch on. One, unfortunately, a child locked himself in the car with the keys, and the fire rescue came to open up that window for him. After Halloween was over, there was 2 residents that were injured during an encounter with the juveniles on the e-bikes. Police report was filed, and we're going to follow up with that. Next topic is holiday lights. Installation will begin tomorrow and carry into next week. So that's on schedule. Next topic is tree trimming. Tree trimming around the clubhouse area here, scheduled for next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. The hardwoods, which are everywhere else throughout the commons, as well as the Cape Royal fence line, that will be dealt with after they take care of the clubhouse. Great news. Thanks to Councilman Kilrain, we finally got our building permit approved, and the flex room windows have been installed. The drywall has been installed. We got our first coat of paint on, and we're now waiting for the building inspector to come and check the installation of the windows. Once that's completed, they can finish the window installation, and then next Tuesday or Wednesday, we start the floor application. So optimistically, we're looking for the first week of December to reopen the flex room after months and months of delays through not being able to get a building permit. We had a very good meeting with our mulch vendor. That is still on schedule for 12/8. 1 week behind that will be power washing, which will follow the mulch installation, to be all the esplanades and common areas, sidewalks. I will next week, because of the short week, Juniper will be on an accelerated mowing schedule due to the holiday. They're going to be off Thursday and Friday. So if you're in bulk and you usually see Juniper on Thursday at your house, they're actually going to be there Wednesday to kind of take care of that so they don't miss the mowing schedules due to the holiday. The office will be closed at 2 o'clock on Wednesday next week, and will reopen Monday morning, December 1st, for the Thanksgiving holiday. St. Moritz, our security, will be on site next week during the day shift, and in addition to their normal shift. I also want to touch on tree trimming. We did get ourselves back onto the July schedule for having our palm trees trimmed before hurricane season. instead of after hurricane season. So we're on the schedule next year for July. It's taken us a while to get back on track thanks to Ian, but we're set for July next year. Any questions?
Stan, I'm sorry, Rob?
Just a quick question. The mulch is, they're doing bag mulch again?
Yes.
It's not blowing.
No. No.
Stan, do you have any questions for Chuck?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. All right, all right. Thank you, Chuck. All right. The next item on the agenda now is two violations. Due to the nature of the violations, I'm going to do each one individually. First one is for account number 979-52551HC. Suspension of amenities due to non-payment of damage to the gate. I'm making a motion to suspend access to amenities for 3 months for this account. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this violation? All those in favor of approving 3 month suspension on account 979-525-551HFC, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Stan?
Aye.
Thank you. Next one is account, I'm sorry.
I'm abstaining.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is the one you were abstaining on. So it's 6 with 1 abstention.
601. Got it.
Yes, thank you. I apologize. I thought it was the second one.
They're in order of,
Yes.
Okay.
no.
Okay. All right. Okay. My bad. Second mistake tonight. All right. Violation account number 979-2608 SVC. Suspension of amenities for 3 months due to non-payment of gate damage. Do I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the violation?
This question, how much damage?
One is $2,200. The other one is like 1,100.
And
They've been noticed. We've sent them certified mail, and they have not paid or made any attempt to contact us.
what recourse do we have beyond the suspension?
We can start putting liens on them also.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna,
Great.
keep ratcheting it up.
Yeah.
We think getting notice that they're not gonna be able to get access to the resident gate is gonna finally get their attention to respond to this.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
are we ready to vote on the second violation? All those in favor of a 3 month suspension of access to common amenities to account 979-2608 SVC, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Stan?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
And that was all 7,
Yep.
correct? Okay, thank you. All right. The next item is old business. I'm going to pass it over to Dave.
All right. I move to substitute the following for the pending 2026 budget resolution. A resolution by the Sandoval Community Association, Inc., referred to as the Association. Whereas the Board of Directors has presented the attached proposed operating budget for the fiscal year 2026 to the members of the association, and whereas the proposed 2026 operating budget includes a community assessment of $2,530.00 per year to be paid quarterly in accordance with all association rules. Whereas the proposed 2026 operating budget includes a neighborhood landscape assessment of $1,590.19 per year to be paid quarterly in accordance with all association rules. Be it resolved that the proposed operating budget for the fiscal year 2026 is hereby approved as presented by the Association Board of Directors.
All right, do I have a second to that resolution?
Second.
Okay. So what Dave did is he has substituted the current resolution for the one that got tabled at the previous meeting. Just following Robert's Rules of Procedures. Okay. Dave, can you give us a short explanation and then we'll open it up for every other board member to discuss this?
Yes, basically what I did based on the comments at the last board meeting was my request from the board was to reduce the $200 a year increase down to $150 a year increase. What I did to arrive at that number was I decreased some of the community events from it was $76,020 to $74,970. I also reduced the CCPD that was at 65,000 down to 60, and I reduced the contingency from 75,000 down to 40,000. That, along with adjustments that I made prior to the last board meeting, was able to shave off the $50 that was requested by the board.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do we have any other questions for Dave? Stan?
No questions for Dave.
Okay, are we ready to call the question? All right, all those in favor of approving the operating budget and neighborhood assessment budget for 2026, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Stan?
No.
Okay, you're voting no against the resolution.
Correct.
Okay. Budget is the operating budget is passed 6-1. Okay. All right, next item on the agenda is, since we have no new business, is the committee reports. I'll start out with the Internet Committee. Let me get my notes on that. Just two key things. I just want to remind everybody that the town hall is Wednesday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. At that meeting, Blue Stream will be walking through the basics of the installation. They will be discussing the consumer options that are available that all residents can get on their own for the Blue Stream service. And hopefully we'll have a video of one of the installations of the friendlies to show so everybody gets a chance to see what the installation looks like. The friendlies, which is a nice way of saying the guinea pigs, are going to be installed next week. And then I believe within, and I don't know if it's still going to be in the schedule, but they might try to convert the business office over next week also. With it being a short week, I don't know if they'll be able to get that all done. We'll see. So, any questions on the Internet Committee? Okay,
One question.
shoot.
I assume you're gonna send out emails to the community to remind them about this.
Yes, we're gonna.
I've talked to people that have no idea that it's even happening.
Yes, we're gonna start sending. You don't want to send it out too soon, so we're gonna
Right.
start getting things out next week and early the week of this. When we first get back from Halloween or Thanksgiving. Also, we're going to include a written letter and at least one sheet flyer from Blue Stream in the Q1 mailing that'll go out. So that'll be a way to make sure that we reach everybody, even if they don't attend the town hall. We'll have a link to get to where they can watch the replay, and they'll be able to get the information.
Right. So it will be recorded.
Yes,
You can watch
it'll
it.
be on Zoom and it'll be recorded on YouTube, so we'll
Okay.
have it.
Great.
Okay.
Will that mailing include the other options that they're gonna offer?
No, because the package they have with all the options is like 5 or 6 sheets, and
Yeah.
we're not going to pay to print those and mail those. No, I mean they'll have those hand out, and they can be distributed electronically. It would be a waste of paper to print those and mail them. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions on that? Okay, Communications Committee.
Yeah, thanks. This month is our off month. We meet every other month, so I don't have a specific report of activities, but I will put this out to the community. We are desperately looking for some volunteers on the communications committee. It's a great opportunity to work on the website, Live Sandoval. We've got a small team and we could use a few more people and could use your support. So please see myself or Vic or anybody on the communications committee if you want to step up to the plate and start helping out.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Dave? All right, Art.
Nothing unusual. I think we did about 20 applications for the 2 meetings of this month. And just normal stuff, windows, sliders. We've had a few disputes about widening driveways, but we're working through it.
Good.
So,
Any questions for Rob? Okay. Rules Committee. The Rules Committee met this Monday, and our primary discussion were the logistics of potentially recommending to the board that we initiate the process to update the governing rules of the community. A key concern of the Rules Committee at this point is that we only have 3 members, 3 volunteers, and we don't believe that that is sufficient bandwidth to be represented in the community to start this process. So we're going to be meeting again in December, and we're going to be trying to make a big push on recruiting members to join us because we think it's important to get the rules streamlined and make them easier for the residents and potential new residents to be able to understand the rules guiding the community. So that's the big focus there right now. Any questions on that? Okay, Stan, do you have any questions on that?
No, no questions.
Okay, you can stay on mute because the next one's social.
Nothing on social. They're just like, they're doing a great job. Jessica is doing good. Well, nothing.
Any questions for Stan? Okay. Amenities, gym committee?
But everything at this point is going smooth. We haven't had a meeting in a little bit, due to scheduling and new members, but we will have our first meeting will be December 1st. So,
Okay. Do you were you? So I have a question, Rob. Does anybody else have a question for Rob? So I believe in the budget there's approval for substituting or putting some new equipment into the exercise room.
correct,
Okay. Do we have a schedule for that, or is that TBD at this point?
to be determined.
Okay. All right. All right. Dog Park Subcommittee.
We're in good shape at the dog park. We do have one gate hinge that's loosened back up again, so hopefully one of the guys can swing by and just check out all the gate
Which
hinges.
dog park?
It's the front, the Veterans Parkway Park.
Okay. All right. Barkley.
Barkley, thank you.
Barkley. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I do have a question or comment on that. Is there something that can be done to get the residents to pick up the toys after they're done with their dogs down there? Because it's becoming an issue with Juniper. And I have instructed Juniper that if they feel they're gonna damage their equipment, they can skip the dog parks. So the residents are gonna have to start picking up after themselves because Juniper can't be taking the time to go in there and try to pick it up. And sometimes they don't see stuff and they run over it and it damages the blades on the mowers.
Yeah.
I've put a basket at Happy Paws, so we could do that.
That basket's no longer there.
Well, winds, storms.
Yeah.
You know,
yes,
kids,
we'll
you
be
name it.
majors.
Yeah.
We can pass the word, Dave. That's probably the best way. Seeing and speaking out. I'm there pretty regular. I know a lot of the folks that are there, so we can just, I think, verbally kind of get that going around.
Get another basket.
All right.
But I know there's plenty of spots for those toys to be placed where they're not in the
Right.
yard. So.
Chuck, could we look and see if there's a not too expensive, open basket type thing that we could secure for those areas?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Any other things in the dog park?
Nope.
Okay. Good. Safety and security.
So we just met this morning actually, and we were going over a meeting that we had on Monday with the Cape Police to just kind of collaborate on actions that we can take or they can take with the issues we've had with some of the youth and some vandalism. So we're hopefully going to make some progress in working on that. And the details are continuing on the 4 days a week. The speed calming signs are still reflecting pretty consistent that the majority of our residents are complying with the speed limit. So we're glad to see that. We did also have a meeting yesterday with Envera Upper Management to go over some concerns we have with them with the service issues and some other possible enhancements or not totally ruling out going out for RFP if we need to do that, but we're trying to work. They've made some major improvements in some of their statistical ability and some different things that they're providing, some manpower with the technicians and a change in some of their service management. So we are trying to get them to improve the service level within our community. So hopefully we'll get progress on that. And then we did also review a request from a resident about adding an AED to the pickleball tennis courts, and that is actually already in progress. It had been half approved in the 25 budget, and then the rest had been approved with the 26 reserves. So that is pretty much what we went over.
Any questions on safety and security?
Just one quick question.
Yes.
When we had the Zoom meeting with them,
Yes.
and I asked about the way they handle visitors coming through the gate, and I said that it seems like whoever puts in the visitor's name first gets notified every time that vendor comes through, even though they're not going to the house. And he said that shouldn't happen. Did he respond to that at all?
Well, he did discuss that they've worked on some training for their gate agents because they've had a lot of turnover with that. Additionally, I believe I put out in one of the safety briefs that people should make sure that they're reviewing anybody they have on permanent access also, so that if it's a vendor like that, they don't keep it in their system. So hopefully, but if you know of any situation, they said we need to, if possible, let them know like right away so they can check in to make sure if it's something that can be addressed with a particular individual.
Because I mean, I was out of town, but I got a call from Envera for a delivery of, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like, no, I'm not expecting a delivery.
Just recently, again.
Yeah, I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I've gotten text messages of people coming in saying they're coming to my house, but I know they're not. You know, air conditioning company or other ones that, I just think
So
they're going to somebody else's house, but.
Yeah, if you can send me the information right away, I can get it to Envera to have
Okay.
them try to look within their transactions to see
I'll just
what the issue
forward
is.
text messages to you or something like that.
Yeah, that will be fine.
Okay.
So we can address that.
Okay. Any other comments or questions for Lisa?
Nope.
Okay. Lakes Committee.
We've learned that the change to the new vendor was really timely and that our aerators had not been maintained well at all. So those are being rebuilt as we speak. We're quite happy with this new vendor. And that's about all I got there.
If I can add, I have been trying to stay in contact with Seabreeze.
Yeah.
It sounds like the same old story. Last time we talked to them, they're waiting for the county permit to start 2025's lakes, and we're almost approaching December. So I've asked for a meeting with them to kind of find out why this is stalled and what we can do to get this pushed forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, since the 26 reserve budget was approved at the previous meeting, maybe we should start going ahead and see if we can work with Seabreeze to get the 26 project up and going too, because it's already set in the 2-year contract in
Makes
terms
sense.
of the cost.
Yeah.
So we can maybe get it back to back and only have them disrupt the community during one set period of time instead of coming in twice. I don't know if that would, that'll take too long from a permitting perspective, but let's see if we can get that going. Yes. All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments for Lakes? Okay. Covenants.
The comments met today. About the time of the meeting, there were 5 uh, violations to be considered, and then one of those was, this is the last minute, was resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So the remaining 4 have been upheld by the Covenants Committee, the fines of $100 each. The committee has a request, they would like to know when and in what amount can fines be levied again if these aren't corrected. Okay. And that's something we might even need to get an attorney opinion.
Yeah, I was going to say
because-
there's might be some statutory constraints there in terms of what we can
Is there
do.
an escalation process for
Yeah.
more? Because some of these are gonna keep hanging, and so what do we do when they, 2 months from now, they still haven't cleaned the roof?
I think I know the answer, but like most things with
How
the
to do
rules,
it,
it
yeah.
probably
I think it
makes sense to get the lawyer's guidance on this. Although he's not, he's out of office for about the next 10 days, so this is probably something we could start in December to discuss with him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. I'll take that as an action item to get that, to request guidance, and I'll copy the board on the request. Okay. All right. Anything else, John?
You want me to make that a formal request to you in writing?
Yes, why don't you do that, and I can
will.
use that to help construct the email to the lawyer.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right. Stan, did you have anything?
Thank you.
Okay. Finance Committee?
Finance Committee did not meet this month because we have not received any official October numbers, so there's really nothing to report other than what I mentioned earlier, that President is working with the auditor to get some answers to some questions that I raised and they raised.
Okay. Any questions on finance? Okay. Landscaping, Dave.
Chuck gave my landscaping report again, so I really don't.
All right, I'm not going to say anything next time.
So I have nothing.
Okay. Any questions for Dave on landscaping?
I will add one more thing.
Okay.
There's a palm tree disease called Ganoderma, which Juniper has reported at least 3 or 4 trees in the community that has shown signs of Ganoderma. When that shows, it's very contagious. A palm tree cannot be replanted in that same soil in that area. I think there was one on Woodburn or Greendale, and there was another one. So I just ask those who are not in the bulk landscaping plan to ask their landscaper or themselves to just check the trees to make sure that their palm trees are not showing signs of this disease. We could lose a lot of trees if it's kind of spreads. So
How do you
just
detect
a
it?
just a information bit. That's all.
Good. So how do you detect it? I was going to ask the same
what are the
question.
symptoms?
It looks like a mushroom growing out of the base of the tree.
Oh,
It's
really?
kind of flat and kind of grows at the base of the tree, and then you start seeing the tree die from the top down.
Do you think
Maybe
we could
send
get
notes
do you
out.
think we could get
Some
Juniper to
pictures.
do a write-up that we could distribute via email and social media to alert
Yeah.
the residents about this? With maybe
Yeah.
some pictures?
Yep, definitely.
I know that I have pictures that they sent me saying, here's a tree that has it.
Yeah, I think that'd be important because I think this is a big enough issue that we need to make sure we keep everybody informed about it. All right. Good. Any other questions or comments on landscaping? Okay. Risk management. The next 2 months are going to be very busy for risk management. We're going to start the reviews of our commercial insurance policies, which will be officially renewed. I think the date is February 13th. So the review with the agents will be in the December, early January timeframe. And we're also going to be looking at the same time at the vendor liability policy to get that aligned with the new insurance policy so that everything gets synced up for the new year. Any questions on risk management? Okay. The next board meeting is Thursday, December 18th at 6 p.m. We have concluded the agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning this board meeting, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Our meeting's done. Okay, Stan, I'm gonna leave you on for a few minutes. Is there anyone who wants to address the board at the end of the meeting? Okay, thank you.